cry every time I tell the story, so I'm going to try not to do it, but I have tissues in case. So the story starts, my mom, she was pregnant, and when she was pregnant, this was almost 60 years ago, okay, so it was a long time ago. When she was pregnant, she had broken her leg. My dad was in the Navy. He ended up serving 23 years at the end of time, but this was still earlier on in his career. He was serving in the Navy, and he was on a ship, and the ship he was stationed on took him to Italy. So he went to Italy, and while he was in Italy, of course, my mom's pregnant. She's got a broken leg. He feels so bad, and her thing was dolphins. I've mentioned that one time before. So while he was in Italy, he had time, because he was kind of stationed there for a minute. He was stuck in Italy. So he had this necklace made for her by a jeweler, and it was stunning. And as long as I can remember, she wore it every single day. Every day it was on her. I remember it. I remembered every little tiny smidgen detail about it. Okay, so moving forward, she ends up, I'm 17 years old. I'll insert a picture. She's wearing it. That's the only picture that I ever have of her wearing this necklace. I don't have anything else, even though she wore it every day. Cameras just weren't a thing in our family back then. There's not a lot of photographic evidence of anything. That was when I was 17, my wedding at 17, that was in 1984. I know it's showing my age, don't count. She ended up, four years later, she ended up in the hospital with bladder cancer, and at the time she was in the hospital, we believe that the nurse or somebody in the hospital had ganked the necklace that she was wearing. It was gold and it was gorgeous, but we really think somebody had ganked it. It was gone. It was just gone. And knowing that it was something she wore every day of her life, it was insane, because it's now something that she treasured so dearly, and now it's gone. And so now I'm going to start tearing up, but I got this. Moving along, ever since this was ganked, my mom ended up passing away after that happened from the bladder cancer. It ended up taking her life. And so for years, I mean years, I had been looking online for this necklace. I didn't know. I had no idea. It was one of a kind. It was handmade. I didn't know back then he had it legitimately made by a jeweler. So looking online, I'm telling you, maybe every other week, sometimes every week, I would just go on Google and I would search what the necklace was, and nothing. 15-ish years later, I'm searching online. I had drawn a picture of it. I had the picture of my mom wearing it. I knew what it looked like. About 15 years later, I'm going through Google, and there it was. It was right there. I instantly start crying, I'm an idiot, and I'm gonna cry now, but that's okay. So, give me just a minute. So I found this necklace. It was on eBay, and a seller had mentioned that it was turned into the pawn shop, and that it was too intricate and delicate. He didn't want to melt it down. He was hoping somebody would be interested in it. And I seen it, and he wanted $250 for this necklace. I had to have it. I didn't care. I was broke at the time. I had no money. I pulled funds together. I did not care. I had to have it. Guess what I'm wearing? That was 15 years ago, and I've been wearing it every day since, and it's gonna then be passed on to my daughter, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime story. It came back to me. My mom was in Indiana when she passed away, in northern Indiana when she passed away. The pawn shop that had it, believe it or not, was 2 hours away from the hospital that she was being treated in, where it was stolen. It's mine. It's this necklace, and it was handmade in Italy. I definitely confirmed it with the jewelers, several of them actually. They're like, it was definitely handmade, and it'll be with me for the rest of my life until it becomes my daughter's. And now I'm a bumbling idiot, so thanks for listening to my story.